Hello everyone, today we are going to talk about a drama thriller film called Unfaithful from 2002. Enjoy your viewing. Edward and Connie are a happy, well-off family living in the suburbs of New York City. They have an 8-year-old son, Charlie. Everything could have been fine. But one rainy day, Connie disobeyed her husband and went to work in the city. She had to prepare for an important auction in Soho. And so she found herself in windy New York. It was simply unrealistic to call a taxi there. After another gust of wind, the woman encounters a young man carrying a large stack of books. The collision causes them both to fall to the sidewalk. Connie feels embarrassed, and she tries to pick up the books that have scattered on the ground. After that, she asks the man to help her call a taxi, but he fails to do so as well. Noticing a mark on the woman's broken knee, the guy invites her to go to his house to treat the wound. Moreover, as it turns out, he lives in the same house. The girl looks at the passing taxis and accepts the offer of her new friend at the apartment. Connie treats the wounds, but feels very uncomfortable. Later, she calls her son from the apartment owner's phone. In this way, she hints that she has a family. This information does not faze the boy, and he introduces himself. She learns that his name is Paul Martel, and he is 27 years old. He makes his living by reselling rare books. When the woman is about to leave, Paul offers her to take the book as a souvenir, and even recommends the book to her, asking her to read an excerpt from page 15. Connie is very touched by these words in the book, but she realizes that it is time for her to leave, and leaves Paul's apartment at home. Her son notices a wound on his mother's knee. He takes funny photos with her and tells his father about the incident. Connie herself admits to her husband that a handsome young man helped her. Edward jokingly offers to send her savior a bottle of wine as a token of gratitude. The next morning, she decides to look through the book she borrowed from Paul and notices that a business card with his phone number has fallen out. When she gets to the central station, she decides to call him. For a moment, she changes her mind and hangs up, but eventually gets through to Paul. In response to her awkward words of gratitude, Paul immediately invites Connie to his home for a cup of coffee, and she accepts. At home, Paul treats her to coffee as promised and shows her a book written in Braille while reading the book. He takes her hand. Connie also feels attracted to the guy but decides to leave. She comes to Edward's workplace, says hello to his co-workers and their friend Bill, and gives her husband a jumper. She tells him that this time she will work at the auction with their friend Bob that evening. Edward notices that his wife is thinking about something, but he doesn't pay attention. The next day, Connie comes to Paul's house again almost immediately. He asks her to dance and starts flirting with her again. Suddenly the music stops and Paul walks away for a minute, and Connie realizes that she might do something stupid, so she tries to leave but returns to get her coat. At this point, the guy literally knocks her down and takes her to his bedroom on the train. On the way home, the woman remembers what happened between her and Paul. She begins to worry. Meanwhile, Edward meets his friend Bob, and it turns out that Connie hasn't talked to him about any auction. As time passes, Connie and Paul continue to meet regularly, and one day he invites her to lunch at a cafe. There he behaves quite relaxed and even kisses Connie. Her husband's subordinate notices this in the evening. Edward joins his wife in the bathroom, but she refuses. He begins to suspect that Connie is hiding something. In the morning, he notices her new underwear and high-heeled shoes. Still hoping that his suspicions are vain, he invites his wife to have lunch together, but she refuses, saying that she has to go to the salon for a beauty massage. Left alone, Edward calls one of the salon employees, and his fears are confirmed as Connie approaches Paul's house. She runs into some friends and they invite her to a nearby coffee shop. She calls her lover to warn him that she will be late, but Paul arrives at the coffee shop and they secretly retire to the restroom. Do you want to see part 2 of this video? Subscribe to the channel and comment part 2. Thanks for watching. I would see you at part 2.